Our Dean, Dr. Mary Boyd, will be our Master of Ceremonies for the night. I really want you to relax, soak up the ambience, enjoy, know that you're amongst friends, colleagues, and that I would now like you to give a very warm welcome to the RCSI Choral Society, who will start this evening's event. Thank you very much.
Good evening to you all. It's my great privilege and pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this magnificent college hall at the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, and for a very special Fellows, Members and Friends festive event. Thank you very much, Mark, for the lovely introduction. Such a wonderful start to the event with the RCSI Choral Society under the leadership of music director Sabina Choral. And what a superb performance of two delightful songs, Pure Imagination and Antiphonal Noel. The RCSI Choral Society performs at numerous events throughout the year, and my office is very close to where I hear them practicing sometimes, and it's really very, very inspiring when you hear them practicing. With members from different programs and years, the Society aims to foster relationships amongst students here in RCSI. The Society also works to raise funds for charitable causes, and we're delighted that they could join us this evening. We look forward to hear more from the choir later. This year, I set the challenge to Kevin and Mary and asked them, would they please bring us something really nice for this event. So the theme of our event this evening is Festive Gathering. This is a time of the year when families and friends across the world gather together to celebrate, to reinvigorate old acquaintances and to look to the future with renewed hope and optimism. It is a time to reflect, reminisce, and revitalise. For us in the faculty, it's a time to gather with you, our fellows, members and friends, and to celebrate the contribution of nursing and midwifery to healthcare and society in Ireland and internationally. We're especially delighted to welcome to the college this evening the Chief Nurse of Ukraine, Dr. Kateryna Balabanova, her guests, Rachel Kenna and Karen Green, colleagues from the Chief Nursing Officer of Ireland. You're all very, very welcome. I think give them a round of applause. Sadly, this year, we continue to bear witness to the inconceivable suffering across the globe, with ongoing wars, drought and starvation, and the devastating impacts of climate change. Equally, here at home, we recently witnessed the destructive influence of hate, intolerance, and prejudice. Society is a very fragile concept, and we must continually focus on putting the unity into community and putting the kindness that each of us has to bring it out to be with others. Indeed, adversity often reveals the best qualities of human beings. On a daily basis, we experience acts of kindness and compassion, acts of altruism and affability, and we witness the collective good coming together to respond in times of darkness. We also see how our nurses, midwives, and other health and social care professionals continue to respond day in, day out, admirably within a challenging health care system. This is none more so than in places of conflict, such as in Ukraine and Gaza. We would like to acknowledge and sincerely thank our nursing, midwifery and healthcare colleagues from Ireland and across the globe who've demonstrated exceptional fortitude and selflessness in enacting their core values of compassion, care, and commitment. To these national nursing and midwifery values, the faculty would add courage, collegiality, and creativity, attributes that will be evidenced in abundance tonight. This evening also enables us to reflect on the past year and celebrate the inherent goodness of humanity. As a faculty, we're delighted to rejoice in the company of you, our fellows, members, nurses, midwives, colleagues, and friends. The year has gone by, and another year is yet to come. We do indeed look forward to 2024 with renewed hope and optimism. On behalf of the faculty, I invite you to enjoy the wealth of talent joining us this evening. And now, Professor Laura Ivani, President of RCSI, will join us by video.
Good evening, Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery, Dean, Fellows, members and friends. As President of RCSI, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 RCSI Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery Festive Gathering. I'm delighted that fellows, members and families and friends can share this evening together. And I'm sorry that I cannot be with you in person for a wonderful evening of music, poetry and prose. The last number of years have been particularly challenging for all of us, with the pandemic and other unspeakable recent tragedies of war and conflict reminding us of the transient and fragile nature of life. During this time, we've also experienced the very best of humanity, as the work of health and social care professionals, including nurses and midwives, continued unabated and remains a constant in our lives. I'm very proud of my committed, caring and compassionate colleagues who with great determination and resilience deliver exemplary care to patients, clients and service users. I wish to congratulate the faculty on its continued success over the past year. Indeed, 2023 has been continued change in the faculty. Professor Thomas Cairns retired from his role as the first Executive Director of the faculty. Professor Thomas Cairns was instrumental in forging a new pathway for the faculty, building national and international relationships, growing the faculty's fellowship and membership, and introducing the overseas aptitude test for nurses, which under the leadership of Dr. Maria Neary has contributed significantly to the nursing workforce in Ireland. Since the introduction of the test, almost 12,000 overseas educated nurses have registered in Ireland. As we wish Professor Thomas Cairns all the very best for his retirement, we also welcomed Professor Mark White as the new Executive Dean, and Professor Mary Rose Sweeney, Professor Mary Lynch as Executive Vice Deans for Education and Research respectively. As they grow their teams over the coming years, I've no doubt they will build on the legacy of the faculty's founding Dean, Mrs. Mary Frances Crowley, and all the Deans, board members and executive, who have ensured that the faculty has remained a constant in the advancement of education, learning and research for the nursing and midwifery professions. Indeed, as the Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery, the longest established provider of higher education to nurses and midwives in Ireland, enters its 50th year. I wish you every continued success and look forward to hearing more about how this significant milestone will be celebrated. As human beings, we thrive in human connection and interaction, and it is wonderful to see all here this evening congregating under the umbrella of the Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery in RCSI for this festive gathering. As we reflect on the close of the year, let us appreciate and celebrate the importance of showing our human side, connecting with one another and being together. Please enjoy the evening's entertainment. I wish you all a safe and peaceful festive season and a very happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ivani. Our faculty is delighted to collaborate with such wonderful colleagues here at RCSI and the support RCSI's mission to educate, nurture and discover for the benefit of human health. I would like to now call on the choir again to regale us with their rendition of On With the Snow. And I'd ask you to give a round of applause and applaud during this rendition.
our sleigh ride together with you.
Another wonderful performance. I would like to next introduce to you Molly Case, a spoken word artist who will recite 2 of her poems. Molly is a writer and a nurse, born and brought up in South London. She received first-class degree in creative writing and English literature from Bath Spa University. And during this time studying, she spent 2 years as a care worker looking after people with dementia. Upon leaving Bath, Molly decided to pursue a career in nursing and is currently working as a palliative care and end-of-life care nurse specialist in London. In April 2013, Molly achieved national recognition in England after performing her poem, Nursing the Nation, at the Royal College of Nursing Congress, gaining over 350,000 views on YouTube in just a few months. Following this, Molly has performed her poetry up and down England, across Europe, and at Glastonbury. She has a fantastic ability to beautifully illustrate the intricacies of human condition and the oscillating rhythms of life and death. So please give a very warm welcome to Molly Case.
Thank you. That was a very long introduction, which makes me slightly shy, but thank you. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. I love coming back to Ireland. I often only visit Dublin, and tomorrow I'm really looking forward to going down to Cork, where I've never been before. So thank you for having me this evening in Ireland. So the first poem this evening that I'm going to perform is a poem that I wrote a long time ago when I was doing my nurse training. So I now work in palliative and end-of-life care, no longer in theatres or anything like that. But this was a poem that I wrote when I was trying to work out if I could possibly marry becoming a writer and becoming a nurse at the same time. I found out you can be whatever you want to be. So this is a poem called Spinal. Today I watched a spinal block, bupivacaine anaesthetic to take away the shock of surgery, 4 hands on skin, fine needle as quivering and thin as a web laid across an autumn leaf. We lay you on your side, put sheets and slides underneath, ready for the procedure. I whisper in your ear, we're not going to leave you. You're safe here. Just relax. Breathe slow. The anaesthetist tells me about ratio Poiseuille's equation, the way the liquid will flow. I take it all in. Just relax. Breathe slow. We're going for the subarachnoid space, the anaesthetist tells me. We're crouched, face to face. I can smell pear soap on his skin, fine needle in gloved hand. It's so thin. 9 centimetres, tightrope of stainless steel, high wire walk, summertime, 2004, daydreaming of the earth, the way feet feel on floor when we land. Bring myself back to the room. I'm a nurse. Blue scrub costume, not here to write poems. I know that, I know. Just relax, breathe slow. The man on the trolley is calm. I watch fluid being warmed, then travel through tubes up his arms. That fuzzy feeling in your veins when you've had a few. We're young again and everything is new. Drunk on James's homemade brew. It tastes like rubber, burnt balloons, and my phone is flashing. Mum's calling. Got to leave soon, but just look at the moon. Can't leave, I can see my face up there. Black moon stains distorted like the back of a spoon. Bring myself back to the room. I'm a nurse. Blue scrub costume, not here to write poems. I know that, I know. Just relax. Breathe slow. So here's the procedure. We're down on our knees, eyeball to skin, and I watch that wavering needle go in. No blood, just metal and skin. Push, resistance, and then give. Out of the hub comes liquid, just a drop, then 2. I look at the anaesthetist. Is this okay? Is this new? Cerebrospinal fluid, he says. We found the right spot. And he sticks a plaster over a pinprick reddened dot. The fluid starts to run. Ice shards, beads of rain glinting in the sun. It's clearer than crystal, like river water running over cut glass. I've never seen something so pure and clear come to pass. It's poetry, words running free at last. This man's a poet, I want to shout, but everybody's left now. There's no one about. He's ready for theatre and the procedure is done, but I'm feeling akin with the man lying asleep and at one with the world, because he's got poetry in his spine. And I know that I can be both these things, poet and nurse, because if there's words there inside you, then what's wrong with a bit of verse? Thank you. Thank you. So when I was about 19, I was thinking, gosh, I love poetry so much. There's so much poetry that I want to write, but it was coming at me in a funny way. My ancestry is Jewish-Irish, hence being named after Molly Bloom from James Joyce's Ulysses. And that's, quite a lofty thing to stick on myself, but at the same time I was listening to, hip hop and rap and Lauryn Hill and these wonderful artists, and then doing nursing and not quite working out where I could fit in all of this. And I'm really proud of this poem. This is one of the first poems that I've ever written, and what I love about performing this poem again and again is that it manifests into something new whenever I read it. It's about dementia and it's about Alzheimer's, and I obviously look after a lot of people experiencing frailty and those types of symptoms, but it also seems to be about power and life and not seeing people just as their condition. And there's something in it as well that is about legacy. So this is a poem called Night Shift on the Dementia Floor, and it's when I was a care worker, not a nurse. Tonight I work the night shift, the graveyard shift, except when you die at 3:52, there is no grave marker above your bed. Grey darker your skin fades, there's no yard to lay you to rest just yet. Outside only estate houses run by the council, white flatboard walls and paper doors, the road beside them. The night wind blows hard tonight. I hear the whistle through hollow caverns, paper doors, paper chest. I lift thin cotton nightdress, thermal vest to feel your skin rise and fall, and then nothing. There is no movement, nothing at all. I feel every bone in your hand like bird bones, so small, the shadow of our hands entwined against the wall as if they're flying up past the brickwork, taking your mind higher than it could ever go here. I look down at you on the bed, your navel staring up at me, a hollow eye, a tunnel connecting you directly back to your birth, to a time when your mind was soft, unprotected by unformed bones, joined not yet filled, but looked after by people who loved you, people with strong wills and intentions to keep you safe, whilst you grew harder, formed skeletal scaffolds around your mind, and then came the time those bones broke in your mind. Or perhaps it became too strong. The spirit behind the bones began to unwind, too good for its cage, too powerful for those things. It got stronger than bone, caught fire, grew wings, and staring into your third hollow eye, I watch your mind break free with wings against the walls, out across the skyscape, rise and fall, casting great shadows and shapes, blanketing the whole world in cumulus drapes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Molly. Your words resonate so deeply. Individually, your poems carry such important messages, and together they speak to both the artistry and the silence of nursing and midwifery. Indeed, as you articulate so strikingly in Spinal, we cannot separate ourselves from our jobs. And it's who we are as a person that makes us the health professional we are in practice. As nurses and midwives, we are also very privileged to bear witness as people both enter and leave the world. For all of us who have worked night duty, we know that the witching hour you speak about in night shift on the dementia floor, the silence and the stillness at 4 a.m., the nadir of the diurnal rhythm, a time when many enter asleep, to quote Shakespeare, that ends the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. You capture this moment so beautifully. Thank you. Can we have a big round of applause? As a counterpoint, the loneliness in the half-light, we now move to celebrate the companionship and the liveliness of the night. I would like to introduce you next to the internationally acclaimed Irish folk singer and actress Lisa Lamb, who will be joined on keys by Vincent Lynch. Described by the Irish Times as the finest singer and actor of her generation, Lisa's journey in the world of entertainment began at a very young age, fueled by her innate passion for music and storytelling. With a rich and versatile vocal range, Lisa has become a prominent figure in Irish music scene, where she first gained widespread recognition as a member of the acclaimed all-female ensemble Celtic Woman, and subsequently as a successful solo artist. Based on her work with the National Folklore Collection and her recent MA in Irish folklore, Lisa's new project, Night Visiting, reconnects us to the social role that nighttime social house visits once played, and our oral traditions and folklore in the preservation of our songs and stories, from tender love songs to songs of loss and longing. For this special performance tonight, Lisa will begin with a popular song that many will recognise, followed by a tale taken from the National Folklore Collection and a traditional Irish ballad, Donal Og. She will finish then with a folk song, Christmas song, Joni Mitchell's River. We truly are privileged to have her here with us this evening. Accordia, I give you Lisa Lamb.
Good evening, everybody. It's a great honour to be here, and thank you so much to everybody here in the faculty for such an incredible welcome and for inviting us to be here. Thank you so much. We're going to begin with this song. It isn't a festive song. We'll get to that a little later, but it's one I think you might all know, so do sing along.
Get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. Come home in the morning, go to bed feeling the same way. I am nothing but tired. I'm just tired and bored of myself. Hey there, baby, I could use a little help. You can't start a fire, can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Messages keep getting clearer, radio's on and I'm moving around the place. Take a look in the mirror. Wanna change my clothes, my hair, my face, and I ain't going nowhere. I'm just sitting in a dump like this, and something's happening somewhere. Hey baby, I know that there is. You can't start a fire, just dancing in the dark. Ooh. Sit around getting nowhere. There's a joke here somewhere and it's on me. Shake the world off my shoulders. Come on, baby, the laugh's on me. Stay on the streets of this town. They'll be carving you up all night. Say you gotta stay hungry. Hey, baby, I'm just about starving tonight. I'm ready for some action. Sitting here and I'm trying to write this book. I need a love reaction. Yeah, baby, give me just one look. You can't start a fire. Sitting round crying over a broken heart. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark, you can't start a fire. Sitting round crying over a broken heart. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Even if we're just dancing in the dark.
Thank you so much, the wonderful Vincent Lynch as well, joining me. Thank you. So thank you so much to the Dean for the beautiful introduction. I've spent the last few years falling madly in love with folklore through my MA and spending a lot of time in the archives of the National Folklore Collection. And through my work there, which was mostly on songs and ballads and archiving that material, you get to realize very quickly that the role of the midwife is really, really important in the manuscripts of the folklore collection, and particularly the role of the midwife connected with the fairies and the good people, as they like to be known. So I'd love to give you two pieces now. One is spoken, and as the Dean mentioned, we're going to sing then one of the old Gaelic ballads, Donal Óg. This is drawing upon the culture of night visiting, which is going to take us all back 80, 90, 100 years, back to the hearth, to gathering and to sharing the old songs and telling the old stories. And this one is a beautiful story that I want to tell you about. And it's taken from the National Folklore Collection from Evelyn Nichronin, who was 89 years old in 1936, and she was from Chimneyfield in County Cork. And she says this: one night last winter, an old man came to my house and told us the fairy tales of the district. We listened, enraptured, but I remember the story specifically as I knew the place names that he mentioned. In every locality in Ireland, there was an experienced and a well-respected woman who was the midwife, or the rabbit catcher, as they called her. There lived in a house near the bridge a midwife named Nellie O'Connor. One night, Nellie was awakened by some loud rapping on the door. She inquired of a stranger who appeared in the threshold of the door, what could she do for him? The stranger was riding on a snow-white horse. He asked her to come in with him and attend to a sick person who was in childbirth and gravely ill. It was custom for the man whose wife was sick to bring the horse for the midwife. So Nellie went on horseback until they reached the Liss, or the fairy fort. The door entrance to the fort was open, and outside the door was a girl who spoke to the woman and told her not to eat anything, and when leaving, not to accept any payment, but instead ask for a plaster for her sick daughter who was at home. When the midwife entered, there was great feasting and enjoyment, and she was asked to partake of something, but she refused, remembering the words of the girl outside. And she asked for the woman in labour, and one of the inhabitants conducted her to the room. And soon after, the baby was born, and the woman was safe and well, and there was great ree-raw and excitement and enjoyment among the inhabitants of the fairy fort. There was drinking, singing, dancing, but the midwife refused to join in. The man of the fort offered her money, but she refused to accept. She in return asked for a plaster for her sick daughter, who was ill for a long time. The request caused a murmur and some excitement amongst the fairies. They told her that they knew her daughter, and they were the ones who had put the spell on her sore leg. And it was because she was speaking out loud badly about the fairies in their presence. So the woman got the plaster, and once home, applied the poultice to her daughter's leg, and her daughter was well again instantly. It is said that the good people cured her in thanks for the great work of the midwife, Nellie O'Connor. Sinead to Nellie O'Connor. We'd love to sing for you now, Don Logue. It's one of the greatest old Gaelic love songs. It was sung on the roadsides before the famine, and it was one of the great songs, thankfully, that wasn't lost when music died out and the famine was in Ireland all those years. This is the gorgeous Don Logue.
Oh, Don Logue, when you cross the ocean, take me with you where you are going. At fair on markets you'll be well looked after, and you shall sleep with the Greek king's daughter. My mother ordered me to shun you today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Too late in vain, overspilled milk, grieving, closing the door on a bygone steeple. If you come at all, come when stars are peeping, and rap on the door that makes no squeaking. My mother will ask you to name your people. All I'll say was, it is the night wind weeping. The first kiss came from no craving. The second kiss came on top of the stairway. The third kiss came when down you lay me for one night. and still be maiden. So you took what's before me and what's behind me. You took east and west when you could not find me. Sun, moon, and stars you have taken, and God Himself, if I'm not mistaken, and God Himself, if I'm not mistaken, and God Himself, if I'm not
Cormac, thank you. Thank you so much. Are we doing right? Yeah. We have one more piece to finish with, which is Joni Mitchell's River. And are you going to join us for a duet, Mary? Thanks again to everybody here and to all the faculty. Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a safe and peaceful one, and huge thanks to Emer, who has looked after us all so well. Thank you.
It's coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees, they're putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. I wish I had a river I could skate away on, but it don't snow here, stays pretty green. Gonna make a lot of money, gonna quit this crazy scene. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. She tried hard to help me, put me at ease, loved me so naughty, made me weak in the knees. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. He tried hard to help me, I'm selfish and I'm sad, and I think I've lost the only best baby that I ever had. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby say goodbye. It's coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees, they're putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. I wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Vincent Lynch. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa and Vincent. What an absolutely wonderful performance. The sharing of stories and song which is such an important part of our heritage. And we're delighted that you could join us at this event tonight to continue this tradition at our festive gathering. From love lost to love spurned, you've managed to capture such a variety of emotions in your short time on the stage, and how these emotions can be amplified during this special season. Certainly the theme of powerful emotion is especially poignant as we welcome next to the stage Dr. Kateryna Balabanova, the Ukrainian chief nurse, who will provide us with a glimpse into the reality faced by healthcare workers in places of conflict. As you all know, the ongoing war in Ukraine is the bloodiest conflict in Europe since World War II, claiming the life of many innocent people, including civilians, children, and healthcare workers. As of the 13th of May, the WHO has verified more than 1,000 attacks on healthcare facilities in Ukraine since the invasion in February last year, the highest number the WHO has ever recorded in any humanitarian emergency. This grim milestone yet again highlights the difficult and dangerous circumstances in which the country's healthcare system operates. It also reveals both the courage and the cost borne by healthcare services and personnel in their unfailing commitment to their fellow human, irrespective of and despite of whatever the adversity was and has befallen them. After her speech, and in a change to the programme this evening, Dave Fadden will play Uilleann, My Gallant Darling, on the Uilleann pipes. Dave Fadden is an internationally known musician from Clondalkin, Dublin, who plays the Uilleann pipe and whistles and has travelled extensively with various groups and dancers. Dave is also a composer with one of his Cosmopolitan's compositions based on the music of Rachmaninoff, premiered in the National Concert Hall in 2014. In more recent years, Dave has added the saxophone to his repertoire and performs with the group Seal. As Dave plays his rendition of Uilleann, I call on you to reflect on the words spoken by Dr. Kateryna and to remember the healthcare workers who dedicate their lives when working in places of conflict across the globe. Now, I wish a huge, warm welcome to Dr. Kateryna.
I'm glad that I have opportunity to congratulate and address to such high-level academic audience of nurse and midwives. I'm nervous, of course, because now I will say from our nurse and midwives in my country, in eastern part, where now front line, in such district of our country where I was 1 week ago, and it's so far and so near from now. Every country has its own war for independence. Your country protected your independence in the beginning of 20th century, in 1919-1921. We are proud now that we fight for our independence, that we protect our border from Russian aggression. In our country, fight all, fight military and civil. And I say about simple civil nurse and midwives who stay at their workplaces, stay at hospitals, and we don't know why. We really, in the beginning of 2020, 2nd and March and April, when in each community, in each hospitals, it was their own decision, stay at hospital as continue work. And we decide who am I? Am I mother? Because a lot of nurses, they're women, or I'm professional. I'm mother, and my 14 years daughter, she went to Europe herself on the third day when war started, and she let me stay in Kiev and continue my professional work. But of course, she's very afraid, and she didn't want to go alone. And each nurse in our country, she was opportunity to go to Europe, to other countries, because you support us and you welcome to all our citizens. But I say about my own history, such history in each countryside, in each towns and cities. We, on 12th of May 2022, it's first International Nursing Day in our country during war, President of our country, Vladimir Zelensky, he met with our 10 first nurse hero, civil nurse. He met with them and he winner them, but this procedure was unique because he listened them. Vera Celik, midwife, who stay at shelter in Chernigov, and during 46 days, she helped women, and 136 child was born during this period, and Russian soldiers was outside, and all hospitals, all cities was bombed, and she stayed in shelter, and she helped. And from all maternity hospitals stay even some midwiferys and nurses. In Trostenets, now we're rebuilding these hospitals, but it was one of the best hospitals in those region, and Russian tank destroyed these hospitals. And even chief nurse with young nurse stay and help evacuate patient. I knew personally a lot such stories. And we now in our country, we see as new leadership, new nursing leadership is born. Because in such awful situation, you don't know personally what will you do. What will you do when we see weapon near? That's why sometimes people are afraid. But we don't know why, but even nurses in hospitals stay and become leaders, new leaders, and continue work. Despite all this bomb attack, all these drones, we carry on and we stay. Today evening, we waiting for Christmas. Last Christmas in our country was without electricity, last Christmas and New Year night. Because I sit here and of course I thought, what about I will say? Yes, I remember our last Christmas in Kiev, in Ukraine. It was 8 hours bomb attack, even in Christmas, even in New Year, and drones was everywhere, and near windows, on streets, all cities was with drones. I want wish you Merry Christmas with your families, with your husbands, with your children in safety. I'm 33 years old, and in the beginning of 21st century, I very good know what does it mean, what I say, because it's the most important things in your life, when you can be with your family, with your husbands, with your men, your parents and your child in safety place, in native safety place. That's why I wish you this on Merry Christmas. And of course, I say thank you for all support, what you're doing for our country, for our citizens, for our people who come to your country, because we know about this, and all this help us be stronger and protect world against Russian aggression. We know it's very, very good. That's why thank you for your support. And we finish now all our speech, Ukrainian words. Slava Ukraini!
thank you, Dr. Kateryna, for sharing both your painful accounts of the horrors of war and the inspiring accounts of selflessness and self-dedication of nurses, midwives, and all healthcare professionals during the time of needless suffering. Thank you, Dave, for that wonderful rendition of Mogila Mir. This is a poignancy in this traditional Irish lament, which in parts originates from 1746 poem Bímse Búm Buarch Gahlo. My heart is sore with sorrow deep. As we reflected upon your presentation, Dr. Kateryna, our hearts are indeed sore with sorrow deep in your healthcare colleagues and all the Ukrainian people. And now, as we move on, for some comic relief, our next performer this evening is Aoife Martyn. Aoife comes from the west of Ireland, County Mayo, and graduated from BSc General Nursing at NUI in Galway. And following this, she spent some time nursing and travelling, and then decided to follow her passion of acting and studied at the Gaiety School of Acting, graduating in 2017. Aoife continued to work as a nurse between Dublin and Galway, while pursuing her dream of performing and writing. Aoife will perform an excerpt from her comedy, Nursey. Aoife wrote, performed Nursey, this entitled Nurse Me, as a work in progress for the Seen and Heard Festival in 2020. It's a story of an overzealous young nurse in the west of Ireland who leaves the loving embrace of her Mayo home to fulfil her destiny by healing the sick and sad and the destitute of the 1970s Dublin. A story filled with larger-than-life comedic and characters and poignant tragic moments. Nursey puts the profession of nursing under the microscope for all to see through the eyes of this hopeful young woman. Since opening in May 2020, the play has toured nationally, receiving an overwhelming response with a number of sold-out run-ups up and down the country. Please enjoy as Aoife takes us back to the 1970s Ireland and introduces us all to Nursey.
Hello there. Sorry. Hi. Wow. Okay. Hello. I'm Nursey. 1 year only, and I was already nicknamed Nursey. How it happened, I couldn't tell you. Well, that's a lie. I could. It was my mammy and daddy. They named me. And I knew myself. How a few hours old baby could look, resemble, sound like, and genuinely be a nurse is baffling. But not for them. I love my mammy and daddy so much. My best friends in the whole of Mayo. The whole of Ireland. She will be a nurse, and when the world meets our little Nursey, she'll be the best Nursey in the West. Primary school, pals would ask me advice on rashes, cuts, wounds, you name it. I was heavily sought after when an accident occurred. I was there. Wee-wah, 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 here I come. Everyone move aside. Greta, can you hear me? Greta, I need you to breathe for me. Sean, I've got this. I need you to remain calm. Sean, snap out of it. You're 7 years old, man. Now, all fixed, Greta. And listen to me. Take it easy, yeah? I was a pro. And by the age of 10, I had multiple clinics running in my back garden. People would queue up with every sort of ailment known to man. Some people even pretended to be sick. Imagine. I know. My dad would look out the window admiring my work, and I'd give him a big thumbs up. Go on, Nursey. That's my girl. That's my dad. That's my dad there. Secondary school was a doddle. I was so sure of my future that I would just sail into class every day. No kissing the Jerry boys behind the prefabs for me. No, thank you. No puffing a cig before mathematiques. No, I was focused on the ball. Come on, gals. Smoking is bad for your lungs, so let's get quitting, yeah? How about that? How about shut the f*** up? They're your lungs, Shaz. It's Sharon. Well, smoking kills Sharon, but it's your funeral, not mine. Nobody could stop me. I was on my way. I had my books and my nursing journals. I would read case study after case study. I had hemorrhoids and vaginal warts coming out my ears. I was a capsule of knowledge, and I can give all my thanks to my hero, Florence Nightingale. We were born on the same day, 12th of May. Imagine that. I read about her first when I was 12 years old. I would see her every day, every night. She was there for me. Florence Nightingale achieved the greatest heights in nursing. Her name resounded on corridors across the whole universe. Nurses sung her praises for decades, and now she was my guide, my mentor, my friend. I called her Flo, of course. If ever I get a question or query, I would just say, "Hey, Flo! Hello, Flo!" And like the apparition of the Virgin Mary appeared to those villagers in Knock, Flo would appear to me. "Greetings, my wonderful Nursey. Are you ready to take on the world, just like me? You will do it better, my sweet infant of Prague. I'm trying to decide where to start my nursing life. I want to get deep into the rush and buzz of emergencies. I want to help cure cancer. I want to assist in heart transplants. I want to bring people back to full health from flesh-eating parasitic diseases. I want it all. Where should I go, Flo?" "Well, that's simple, you stunning princess of the West. Dublin. You will cure the sick, sad, poor, unfortunate, disease-riddled beings of Dublin, and you will do it in style. Your mission, sweet angel of Mayo, is to heal Dublin and then heal the world. That's it. It's decided. Dublin will be the start of me fulfilling my destiny. Dublin. Dublin. So far away from here, from home, from Mammy and Daddy. Laden with my suitcase and flustering with my bags of books, I stand on the platform hugging Mammy and Daddy. Geez, I never want to let them go, ever. They feel like a part of me. The train whistle sounds and I pull myself away from their clutch. With one last pinch of the cheek from Mam, the train chucks away and I look out the window to hear my dad roaring, "Go on, Nursey, that's my girl." That's my dad. That's my dad there. And just like that, well, they're gone. Out of sight. What am I doing? I am doing the right thing, and I will make them so proud. Flo was sent on her special mission by God to heal the world, and now, so was I. My destiny is starting in the destitute, poverty, consumption-riddled, sick streets of Dublin. Well, what about it, Flo? What'll we do with this lot, eh? Well, you know what to do, child. Simple as a pimple. Start with what you know. Well, I know I'm the best nurse that there is. After you told me this. You also said to give out a good and nice feeling by creating a sense of unity, by perceiving the patient and myself, the nurse, as one existence. We are one. Hello there. My name's Nursey, and I would like to help heal you. Off. Okay. It won't happen that easy. Rome wasn't built in a day. Right, Flo? Flo? She must be gone back to heaven for her din-dins. I'm staying in a nurse's home run by a creaky old womanine called Assistant Matron Barbs O'Casey. Countrywoman like myself, she has me in check for sure. Not the warmest of characters, but all in all, she is my ban on tea of sorts, so respect where it's due and all that. Curfew is at 9. If you're any later, you won't get in. You can sleep on the footpath. No eating in the hallway, no talking after 8. Porridge for breakfast at 6 a.m. in the morning. If you miss it, I don't care. You'll get your dinner in the main hospital. I won't be giving out extra towels, so mind the one you have. Do not open the window in your room. Some of them don't have bars, and the local fellas do be trying to climb in while you're in your ninnies and the birds shiting it. The showers have warm water for 30 to 40 seconds. The water turns off after 60 seconds, so make the most. There's one payphone in the hallway, 5 minutes call every Tuesday and Thursday. One call is accused to be ridiculous. My name's Barbs, but you can call me Assistant Matron O'Casey. Right you are, Assistant Matron O'Casey. Is that a West of Ireland accent? Very familiar. No, it's not. Good night. Good night! First night in my own, big girl. I can't believe it's finally tomorrow. I'd say Mammy and Daddy are buzzing with excitement for me. Tomorrow I'll be knee-deep in wounds, bloody bandages, phlegm, choking airways, decapitation, broken bones, cardiac arrests. I cannot wait to give CPR. Or imagine I was placed in intensive care. That would be so interesting and intensive. I can't wait to finally show everyone what I am made of. I'll probably get promoted pretty quickly when they see what I can do. Next morning, I'm standing outside the gates of the Rotmund Hospital, built in the 1800s. Breathe it in, Nursey. Me and the other student nurses gather in reception. We stand like soldiers in an orderly line as the matron walks up and down with a measuring tape to scrutinize the length of our uniforms. She's right, too. Some of these girls haven't a notion what they're at. This isn't the disco. The odd time she goes down on her knees looking at the opaqueness of our tights. But little did she know that I knew that these were the right ones to get. I read it in the acceptance letter. Penders on Manor Street are the only place that does them. I knew that. I was well turned out, and I knew that too. Now, the time has come. Allocation time! The other student nurses look terrified. Poor things. Some projecting fake confidence. Not me, though. This is real. Maura Dowdy and Kitty Cook. I see you. Oh, intensive care. Wow. I hope they know how lucky they are. Saoirse Pondling and Frances Pilley. A&E department. Oh, that was my first choice. That's okay. It's my first choice. Linny Howells and Cora Noon. Orthopedic ward. Right. I won't be dealing with broken bones. No problem. Chin up. Maura Pott and Coach O'Flahavan. cardiology ward. They don't look like they're able for heart transplants. Laura Nudie and Beatrice Jackson, theatre. What? How did they get that? Nursey? Nursey? Yes, that's me. Okay. Nursey and Sheila Carvery, stroke ward. The rest of the student nurses will be in later and we can allocate them girls then. Now, ladies, follow me. I can't move. My feet are stuck. Stroke ward. But I said I can do so much better than the stroke ward. I'm about to raise my hand to question this atrocity when I get a jam into the ribs.
Hello, myself and yourself, huh?
Yeah.
I'm Sheila Carvery, Carvery like the Sunday lunch. So we are together, that's great news, huh?
Yeah.
The only strokes I know are stroking the doggy at home. Huh?
I didn't say anything. I'm walking in a trance as this one Sheila keeps yapping away about being from the islands and never seeing a kettle before.
On the islands we use the hob for tea. My dad catches mackerel. I love mackerel. Do you? I do get awful seasick. On the boat coming over we were going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and I vomited all the way up in the bus. All over my Gansey. I say I needed a nurse myself, huh? Do you speak Irish? Or the Gaelga? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Take him! Sheila. Take him! Just need to go in here for a minute.
But that's the linen closet, huh?
I need Flo. Flo will tell me what to do. Flo? Flo, what is happening? They put me on the stroke ward. Thank you.
Thank you, Aoife, for that hilarious take on life as a nurse in Ireland in the 1970s, in the west of Ireland, up the west of Ireland, up Mayo. Of course, the faculty is founded in the 1970s, a time where the role of women and caring was undervalued in Irish society. When nursing and midwifery was prevented from working to the full extent of their education and training through military-style and oppressive hospital environments. These are the themes that we reintroduce Molly Casey, were prevalent up to modern day. Molly's next poem was penned in 2013 as a response to the frustrations she and her fellow students felt at the unrelenting bad press received by all NHS workers. As evidenced today, we still have a problem with the value placed on caring and with the retention of newly qualified nurses and midwives, and listening to such bad press as a student who had not even commenced their career must have been indeed very disheartening. So please welcome Molly back to the stage.
Thank you again. Gosh, what an array of emotions this evening. I've been up and down like Nursey there, or Nursey's colleague coming over on the boat. Oh, gosh, I don't feel ready to perform any more poetry. Thank you. It's really been the most spectacular evening, and I know it's not finished yet. Absolutely right. This is a poem I wrote I guess a decade ago, in defence of my incredible nursing and midwifery colleagues, my sister is a midwife, and my sister delivered my own daughter. She says I did it myself, but she did a bit of it as well. So this is, you know, it's my I don't know anything about midwifery, but it's a passion for all my colleagues in healthcare, really, and the caring role, which, you know, is still undervalued. I really enjoyed that. This poem for me is just wanting to say thank you. I mean, thank you so much to your colleagues as well. That was just terribly moving. I can't even begin to imagine. And this is a poem for all nurses and for all midwives and for anybody in a caring role who has to stand up for the incredible work that we do. Keep doing it. This is called Nursing the Nation. A woman comes in, too young to bear this. She's got a disease that will make her miss her daughter's wedding day, her first grandchild being born. How would that feel to have all that torn away from you? I can't answer that question. It's not my place to say, but I can tell you what we did for her, how we helped her get through the day. A cup of tea there and one for all her family as they came throughout the night. What a sight, there were loads of them. To help her fight the awful pain of it, paying last visits, we wouldn't let them miss it. Farewell from a brother, last kisses with their mother, holiest love, love like no other. Maybe there's bad ones, no doubt that there are, but for this list I'm writing, we don't want the same tar brush crushing our careers before they've even started. How could you say this about people so big-hearted? Who would have thought we'd be having to defend? We don't do this for our families, we don't do this for our friends, but for strangers, because this is our vocation, and we're sick and tired of being told we don't do enough for this nation. So listen to us. Hear us goddamn roar. You say we're not doing enough, then we promise we'll do more. This time, next time, there's nothing we can't handle. Even if you bring us down, show us scandal, scandal, scandal. You remember that man, covered in burns, head to toe. I don't think you do, because you're on that TV show, lip gloss kissed women on daytime TV. Come into our world, see things that we see. One lady, passing, had no relatives to stay. We sang her to sleep, let angels carry her away. Were you there that day when we held her hand, told her nothing would harm her, that there was a higher plan? Saw her face as she remembered a faith she'd once held, watched her breath in the room as she finally exhaled. Why don't you meet us? Come, shake our hands. Try to fit it in between having tea with your fans. Your hands are so soft and mine are cracked. Why don't you let us on air? Let us air the fact. We've washed and shrouded people that we've never known, pinned flowers to the sheets and told them they're still not alone, shown families to the faith room and watched them mourn their dead, then got back to work, bathed patients, made beds. Hindus, Muslims, Jews and Sikhs, Buddhists and Christians, and just people off the street, we've cared for them all, and we love what we do. We don't want a medal, we just want to show you, so listen to us. Hear us goddamn roar. You say we're not doing enough, then we promise we'll do more. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly, for a wonderful reading. You're most certainly right. We are wonderful, and we should not forget that. We can do more if we're empowered to do so. We can indeed roar. And so, as we approach the end of this evening's festivities, I would like to say a big thank you to our guest contributors, each of whom have helped create a unique and special evening. So thank you once again to RCSI Choral Society, Molly Casey, Lisa Lamb, Vincent Lynch, Dave Fadden and Aoife Martyn. And I think another standing ovation is due to Dr. Kateryna for sharing her harrowing story with us. The Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery also wishes to thank our colleagues across RCSI for their collegiality, enthusiasm and support, and without whom this evening would not have been possible. In particular, I would like to thank Professor Laura Ivani, RCSI President, Ms. Patsy Connolly, Executive Assistant for the Office of the President, Mr. Tony Temple, Olivia Brown and Ms. Nathia Murthat from RCSI Design, Mr. Frank Donegan and his team in Portering, Mr. Cornelius Jobakis Pritos Yasin Van Vuren and his team in Catering, Ms. Cara McVeigh, Ms. Emma Nolan and Ms. Nadine Pilcher in RCSI Conferencing, Booking and Events, Ms. Colette Power, Ms. Liz McNichol, Ms. Yvette Moffat and Mr. Billy Cahill in Estates, the RCSI Security Team, CT Ireland, Arcade Film and Maxwell's Photography, and Professor White, Executive Dean of the Faculty and his team, especially Victoria Green, Emer Few and Paul Mahan, and Suzanne, for coordinating and planning this evening's event. Additionally, I would like to thank the Vice Dean, Mary Godfrey. A big round of applause to Mary Godfrey. And another big round of applause to Dr. Kevin McKenna. Who took on this wonderful task, and I can certainly say we've had a massive contribution and a fantastic evening. So another big round of applause to all the people involved and for anybody I might have forgotten. Lastly, and by no means least, thank you for being here this evening. Thank you for sharing this festive gathering with us here in the faculty. As we are now entering the 50th year, we look forward to seeing you again at some of the many events that we have planned for 2024. And I know that Paul Mahan is going to be extremely busy during that year, so a big round of applause to Paul ahead. On behalf of our faculty board, and all the board members and the executive, we sincerely thank all our nurses, midwives and healthcare teams as they do and wish you a very happy Christmas and a peaceful festive season. I invite you to enjoy the RCSI Choral Society one last time, and then please join us in the boardroom for a reception. Thank you very much.
$525,000
Do you think if we promised to dance that you might do a few more songs?
We have one more.
Okay, audience, now it's your turn. Up onto your feet, and we hand it over for one encore.